Hello everyone, this is Josh, aka the Biscuit Eater, and I wanted to thank you all for joining me on the 9th episode of my long-form Let's Play of The Outer Worlds. Now, if you're new to this series, I am doing what you would call a bad ending playthrough of the game with a dumb, rude, corporate shill of a man named Bob, who is likely going to betray all the good folks of Halcyon. If this is your first time with the series, thank you for joining. You can find a link to the playlist in the description down below. Otherwise, sit back and relax. In our previous episode, we finally got a good look at our new home aboard the Unreliable, took stock of a few special science weapons we could keep an eye out for, met with Phineas, who explained a little bit more about his plans for the Hope, discovered that someone named Udom, who happens to be part of the board, was pressing Captain Hawthorne for info about Phineas, and finally made our way to the Groundbreaker. Today, we plan to meet up with Gladys, the black market vendor, to get a nav key to Stellar Bay, introduce Parvati to an engineer she wants to meet, help Max steal from station security, and otherwise delve into more info on the lore of Halcyon. Oh, and betray Phineas at the same time, should the opportunity present itself. So, let's bite into a few more mock apples, and cue the intro.
All I need is me, myself, and I. Sometimes I wish I was somebody else. I was somebody else. I go my own way. Don't care what you say.
Okay, so as a quick recap, in our previous episode, we had come here because we need to get access to Stellar Bay, which is on the planet of Monarch. Now, that used to be Terra 1, and for some reason, the board has cordoned it off, and it's preventing people from actually getting there. So we need to find our way to a special nav key to get past the cordon. Beyond that, we also had a couple things we need to do. So, just kind of a quick reminder here. Let's pull up our journal. So, again, we need to talk to Gladys, who is a arms dealer on the Groundbreaker. She deals in illicit arms and basically info broker, that sort of thing. We also want to get some more information on weapons that we can search for. I believe we actually will buy that from Gladys. We need to introduce Parvati to Junlei Tennyson, the engineer of the Groundbreaker. We need to steal some basic information from the security terminal on the Groundbreaker for Max. And this last bit really won't matter until we get down to Monarch, since that's for our little Sam unit, one of our other potential companions. So, what we're going to focus on right now is we're going to go ahead and check out the security area first and what they need from us. Let's go ahead.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Interesting. So, this is Felix, who, as I'm sure you can tell from his name and his attitude, obviously companion material.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I noticed you were in the middle of an argument earlier.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
I heard you knocked someone out with a tossball stick.
The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan?
That's a bit of an overreaction.
You wouldn't be saying that if you'd been there. Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
You're lucky you're not serving a sentence.
You know something? I am lucky. I ought to raise a glass of 0G to my fortune, if I had the bits. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
That's me, Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
You in a hurry to get somewhere?
Oh, not at all. Just, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss. Going for a stroll around the docking base? Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I may have just ruined my chance of having him as a as a companion. Oops. What do we got here? People are gonna see me, so not gonna go stealing around here.
Quietly now.
Nobody saw me doing nothing wrong. Okay, just standard NPCs, but you gotta look around to see if there's anything else to liberate, as it were. At least without getting caught. Because, yeah, I'm not taking that chance. Okay, can you see me? Can anyone see me? ID cartridge. You have found an ID cartridge used with the holographic shroud. You will now be automatically disguised when entering the associated restricted area. That will be useful when trying to steal from a security office, won't it? Oh, what do we got here? Oh, hi, Phineas. For various crimes and violations of board policy, including any and all of the following: sedition, forgery, conspiracy, conspiracy to commit conspiracy, unlicensed medical practice, destruction of board property. I almost said distraction, which...
I wonder what that fella did to get the board so wild at him.
Ooh, we got somebody else. Wanted Gunner McRed. Wanted dead or alive, Captain Gunner McRed, for several counts of public intoxication, destruction of Groundbreaker property, unpaid docking fees, and resisting arrest. Contact Commandant Sanita if you have any information concerning McRed's whereabouts. Failure to report, a tip may result in imprisonment and a fine. Proof of kill required to collect reward.
That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Well, hello there.
Identification, please.
You're guarding the door, so I'll call you guard. You're welcome.
That's only about the third or fourth dumbest line I've heard all day. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Seems a little high. That was barely a 3 in my humble opinion.
Hey, that's better than half. Could be worse.
Could be better, too. So, identification?
Here you go.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way.
Wow.
I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
This has to be a mistake.
Not gonna lie, you're in a pickle. But Udom's an interesting guy. Might be y'all could come to accords if you play your cards right. Huh. Records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipment?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
I'm looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Which way is starboard? Aren't there stars all around?
It means on your right side. Reckon you're from one of the planets. Word of advice. You see a door marked opens to vacuum? Stay clear.
What if I need to clean up a mess? Like I spilled crumbs on a carpet or something?
That's not the kind of vacuum... You know what? Never mind. Open any door you want. The mess will take care of itself.
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
I'm looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
How about something long-term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
How does Halcyon Holdings work, anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
I don't know hardly anything at all, actually.
Well, you seem to know yourself, and that's got to count for something. Not too many folks can say the same. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
How does the Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
So there's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Got it.
Glad to help.
I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
That's all I need to know about work.
All right.
What can you tell me about Udom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
So there's tension between the Groundbreaker and the board.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Your station's in a state of disrepair. You can make the board fix it.
You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it, but what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway.
Thanks for the info.
Sure thing.
Yeah, see you around.
Be seeing you.
Anything here I want? Now that I can sell stuff to you here, might as well get that out of the way. So energy cell, which is all I need, so we'll go ahead and sell junk. Sell that. Sell that. Right there. Don't need any of that stuff. We'll hold on to that for now. Okay. Actually, let's have some fun and go back to our ship to get the message that we've been impounded. Just to get that out of the way.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not.
Can you help me get this cleared up?
I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford. His office is on the promenade.
Don't you touch my ship.
Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why I'd gotta. Do you?
She's a good ship, ma'am. Mostly doesn't act up at all.
Happy to hear it.
Does it seem hot here in here to you?
I ain't felt so much as a tepid breeze in weeks. I hope Miss Chief Tennyson gets that fixed soon.
Well, it doesn't smell as bad here as Edgewater's graveyard in high summer, so guess I can't complain.
Either way, let's not stick around so long we all roast alive. No offense, Miss Elson, I'm sure whatever critical problem needs fixing will get patched in time.
Whew. I'm starting to feel like a sisty roast in all this armor.
I'm off.
Have yourself a pleasant day.
Probably the nicest guard we'll ever run into. Oh hey, yeah, impound notice. This notice has been posted to inform the captain and crew of the Unreliable that it has been impounded by Groundbreaker Security and Customs on behalf of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Any inquiries related to this vessel and its status should be made to one Udom Bedford in the Halcyon office, found on the promenade. Yeah, I told you he's got a thing for the captain. It's very clear. Considering he told us in his letters that this is not the first time he's done this. Justy, spend some time with the good captain. Isn't he gonna be upset when he finds out? It's me. It's Bob. You're unlocked, so I can read you without trouble. So, Docking Bay Arrivals Terminal. Records. Arrivals. Cleo Freighter. Hauling Tobacorn. Dues paid. Rizzo Freighter. Hauling Purpleberry Everything. Dues paid. Freelancer. Possibly Sublight. Dues paid. Freelancer. Definitely Sublight. Dues waived. Unreliable. Business unknown. Impounded. Hawthorne ship but no Hawthorne. Wonder what happened there. Okay, so I told him I was Hawthorne, but he knows I'm not Hawthorne. Interesting. Departures. Freelancer. Sublight. Freelancer, none. Deadbeat at the rest and go insisted once again that he's part of the crew, but they acted like they didn't know him. Gracious Choice Freighter, delivered Callahan's new mask. Route. Messages. From a GB Security, subject to these conditions. This is a joke, right? I'm forwarding this around the station and no one thinks you're real. And if you are, welcome to Groundbreaker. A-hole. From Dissatisfied User 70. These conditions aren't fit for cysty pigs. You honestly expect me to share a berth with some junker flown by a freelancer? I'm a company man. I demand company accommodations. Auntie Cleo would give you such a withering glare if she saw how you treated her two-time employee of the month. Yes, that is me. You signed a social contract when you gave me clearance to land. I asked for what is mine by right. Room to breathe, a heated berth so I can walk around barefoot, and service with a smile. You've given me 1 out of the 3. I'll give you until I hit send to rectify this error. Subject harassment. Don't bother, we're on our way. So, Wildcat. Hey, I landed like 15 minutes ago and this crazy guy with no shoes on has been throwing crap at my rig. Like, actual crap. Can I open a fire or what? So they have their own Karens in the future. Ah, and here's security. So, who are you?
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today?
Just getting my bearings. What do you do here?
This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Why can't you take incident reports?
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
Do you do, I don't know, tours or something?
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Any chance you'll change your mind?
Well, let me think about it for a minute. No?
You don't sound awfully sure of that.
We got a lot of rules to follow. Hard to remember them all sometimes.
I'd really like to get back there.
Yeah, I'm getting that, but this area's off limits. I told you. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with...
questions.
All right.
I bet you see contraband from all over the system locked up back there.
Sure, and stuff from outside the system too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here.
What if some of that contraband's mine and I'm here to claim it?
That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here too then. All right.
Lots of freighters come through the station. Must keep you busy.
Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless.
Why aren't as many freighters coming through?
Search me. I mean, don't search me, because that's my job. Get it? I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium.
Alright, see you around. Well, hi Parvati. What are you doing back there?
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
I'm interested in that McRed bounty. Where can I find him?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Why don't you send a Mardet to apprehend him?
Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, in about 3 to 7 weeks.
I'll take the posting.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
What bounties do you have available?
Still waiting to hear back on that bounty for McRed. That aside, not much else. Groundbreaker's keeping calm at the moment.
I couldn't help but notice the bounty posting on Phineas Wells.
The outlaw scientist fella, right. The board's had it out for him for ages. If you have an inkling of the wheres or what fors of his location, Udom Bedford would surely like to hear it.
Oh, this is gonna do bad for me, but Phineas is my friend.
I think you might have got your words mixed up again, Captain.
No, I mean it. I've been to a secret base and everything.
If you're looking for a payday, you'll want to talk to Udom about it. I'm not processing the board's paperwork for them. Not least because they want everything in triplicate. Won't the one message do? No, I have to send it 3 times.
Is his Wells fellow a famous criminal or something?
To the board, yeah. You've read his wanted poster. Whole list of things to get their unders in a wad. But he's never done nothing to Groundbreaker, so I've no problem with him. We keep the poster up to keep the peace is all.
Excuse me, folks. So, what's it like working security detail on a space station?
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Whoa, alright, just trying to make conversation.
I'm not here for a chat. Now get moving before I see you moved.
What's a Mardet?
We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
Why Mardet, not guard or officer?
The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardets because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
I'll be on my way.
This is it.
I picked up this
Security.
signal the other day.
I can check the departures registry to find out which suit ship. I mean,
Excuse me.
the scholar shipped in and out with.
It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
Let's give it a try. Why not? Holographic disguise activated. Your holographic shroud has activated, giving you temporary access to this restricted area. Moving drains the shroud's energy. When it runs out, personnel will see and interrogate you. Talk your way out of the interrogation to reset your shroud. It will get harder to talk your way out of the more you are interrogated.
Understood. I'll keep writing it down.
That's impressive.
There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest.
Okay, we'll eject docking records data cartridge. Confiscated goods. Detained a freelancer who was cagey about his business. Confiscated his personal belongings while he waited for questioning. Modified pistol, jock, hatchet, metal hoop, barge, prayer beads, OSI, locked container, owner refused inspection. He fled before we could get down to it. Left his things behind, so they're stored in the back of the security station until the idiot shows his face again, which is likely to be never. Security log. Sublight put a bid on one of our impounds. Generous one, too. Negotiate for the usual finder's fee and then give Lilia her salvage. Brawl at the last hope. Freelancers versus board. Freelancers 1. Arrested a freighter captain with more bits than brains. Hawthorne ship impounded by order of Udom Bedford. Still no clue why Hawthorne associates with that board snake. A guy from the back base roughed up the Moon Kid. Raving mad warned me that the moon was gonna bring about the end times. He was flying high on whatever McRed rose down there.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
Alright. Alright, Vicar.
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
This all seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Sounds good. Let's go. Alright. Now we've got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and let's see what's going to be our next step. So, let's go talk to Gladys. That should probably be our next order of business. But first, gotta be nosy. Bard, okay. Okay. And what's in here?
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing will leave the planet and threaten our hard-working citizens. This story brought to you by Halcyon News. All the news that's fit to broadcast.
Okay, I think we'll avoid going there for now. But remember that's there. Don't want to get too sidetracked.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
The news packet had the tossball scores from Decanis. What about the rail gliding championships?
I didn't think anyone but natives followed that. Hell, I know space hands who don't even think it a sport.
So, that's a no?
More like don't know. Storm season ran long. When I left, the Mortosis clouds were still stirred up. All Atmo flights grounded.
Alright, so. Okay, so this is the Lost Hope. Here we have Bell's Shells. Here we have Waste Disposal. Oh, okay, so that's to get. Okay, so this is to get my access to my ship again. So, do I want to talk to Udom, or do I want to go talk to Gladys? Let's go talk to Udom. Act 20 Messages. Admin access. J. Tennyson. Subject. Anyone see Private Taylor? From Tennyson J. Engineers all. Anyone see Private Taylor? Haven't seen him in days. And where are we on that toilet clog? If Chief Goyang taught me anything, it's that a crew's morale is proportional to the availability of their outhouse. You take away a crew's plumbing, you take away their privacy and dignity. So let's get that toilet fixed. To Wildcat Group. Groundbreaker meetup. Even though it's been nigh on 20 years since our last meetup on Groundbreaker, I was hoping we could get the old gang back together. I understand that things have changed. Some of us are long-range haulers, some of us have gone corporate, some of us are likely dead, and some of us are on Tartarus and not reading this message. But I haven't lost hope. No one responded to my last invite. I hope that means your schedules are full up with family gatherings and job opportunities. Stay free, freelancers. 2 is Conveyors Collective, Conveyors Rights. Hi all, so I just got off ice from a round trip at Dushkova. 2 years out, 2 years back. Imagine my surprise when we thawed and the Groundbreaker comps told us our docking was going to be delayed. 1 hour turned into 5, then days went by. At the end, we spent an entire GD week waiting for a berth on this law-effed bolt bucket. And because we were kicking our heels all that time, not one of us got paid. I don't know about you, but I got expenses, a family I don't see often enough, that you wouldn't effing believe. And even if I'm not working, I still gotta make my payments. Does that seem proper to you? Don't we conveyors have rights? We should do something about this. If you agree, leave a message here, and I'll respond when I get back from Gen-san in 3 years. Iceman out. This message is no longer accessible at your clearance level. Your attempt to access this message has been logged. Searching. This message does not exist. Public notices. Regarding the food situation. To those of you who have raised concerns about the quality of Groundbreaker's victuals, yes, I am aware that Promenade stinks. Allow me to put the matter to rest. Our ancestors didn't rise from humble beginnings on a diet of bratwurst and borscht. But that's the reality of life up here. If you can salt it, can it, or zip it up in a pouch, then we're not picky about calling it food. Spacers make do with what they have, and if what we have is smelly meat, lots of salt, and 11 kinds of mustard, last I counted. Try and enjoy it. Ugh. Ship impounded. This is a general notice about our impound policies. If the board impounded your ship, take it up with the board. Their embassy is a gaudy building opposite Sublight's warehouse. Send them your questions, outstanding fees, and hate mail. Especially hate mail. If Groundbreaker impounded you, pay your dang fees and don't bother my people. Looking for work. Urgently looking for a new crew to sign on with. I've been stuck in Halcyon for almost a year now. Don't know what's holding up my next posting. Never had to wait this long to get another freighter. I'd planned to take one of the rare long hauls back to Earth, but I haven't been able to find any, and even the shorter skips to the inner worlds seem rarer than the outer world routes these days. If anyone has any information about upcoming work, please post it here. Down on my luck. Hey, so here's my story. My ship limped into Groundbreaker in a rough state. We couldn't make the repair fees, the docking fees, refueling, or the fees for not being able to pay our fees. So I'm kind of stuck here now. Then they took my ship and sold it off as scrap. Now my credit is shot to heck and corporate freighters won't hire me on. I'm hoping someone with a bunk to spare and places to go is feeling charitable. Thanks for listening. This notice has been posted 56 times in 632 days. Okay.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now, or I'll detain you for trespassing.
Oh, real scary. You're really gonna arrest us on our station?
Yeah, this is Chief Junlei's ship. You don't own shit here.
Step back. I'm required by board bylaws to use excessive force.
The Mardettes would space you for trying, you waste of O2 scrubbers.
Yeah, O2 scrubbers.
Look, just get out of here before I tell your captain what you've been getting up to on the clock.
Ah, whatever. We got a date at the Lost Hope anyway.
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life, Marcy? Guarding stairs for that walking mustache Udom fucking Bedford? I gotta get off this detail. Carry on.
Feels like I'm melting.
The board. Organized, efficient, competent.
Scheduled
Not mostly.
for the following story.
I think everything in here is worth more than I made in my whole life.
To defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed. Talk to your local manager about applying for military training and lend your life to protecting our wonderful brands and products. Military service does not guarantee full employment rights, tax breaks, military discount, health benefits, military burial, participation medal, training, or weapon. This has been Halcyon News, your only source for news in the Halcyon colony.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Oh, almost called him a scruffy-looking nerf herder, didn't you? Here. Forget Alex. Why'd you... Oh, actually, no. Alex is dead.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
What was your relationship with him?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Yep, he sure did.
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
He was eaten alive by feral canids.
No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings.
Again, I'm very sorry. Can we get back to the topic at hand?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Why do you think I'd know anything about Wells?
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
Here we go, folks. This is where we're going to do it. I know where to find Phineas Wells.
What?
Before we get down to business, I need to be sure I can trust you.
All right, I suppose. How might I assuage your fears?
Why do you work for the board?
Whom else would I work for? Those sublight thugs? That Tennyson woman? The sweaty masses in the groundside townships? The board is the only force for order in this rough-and-tumble colony of ours. Without them, we'd all starve to death or meet our end in a canid's jaws.
Do you enjoy working for them?
That's a curious question. I can't say I've ever considered how my personal satisfaction factors into the work I do. Permit me to answer your question in another way. In Byzantium, I was one among many. I often felt lost in the hurry and expanse of the capital. Here I have a measure of power and suffer little oversight. It makes for a different kind of loneliness, but it's one I've found I can endure.
That still doesn't tell me why I should trust you.
I understand. And I would ask the same of you, but I suspect I'd find your answers less than satisfactory, wouldn't I?
I want what's best for the colony. That's why I want to turn Phineas in.
Indeed? And you know where he is? Excelsior! An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, only... Oh, la. Oh, no.
Let me guess, there's a catch.
Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything. The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons.
So far, so entirely expected. What happened?
I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it.
Stray too much from the straight and narrow, and one may just find himself assigned pastoral duty in a maximum security penitentiary.
To give away something so important to you, there must have been some curious reasons.
I'll thank you not to question my motives, young miss. It was a mistake. and I'd like to put it behind me. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board.
So before I can do the board a favor and turn over Wells, I need to do you a favor first?
That's the long and short of it, yes.
Fine, I'll go talk to Gladys. Maybe I can work something out.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made, well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting eagerly for your return. Now, is there any way in which I might assist you?
I wanted to ask you something else.
Be my guest.
What do you do here exactly?
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
That doesn't answer my question.
I send a lot of messages. Sometimes I read them. Every once in a while, I'll impound a ship if I want to feel alive.
You get me to Stellar Bay?
Good law. Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
So, no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
Could have just said no. Didn't have to make it about being unequivocal.
Do you have somewhere else to be, by any chance?
Does it seem hot in here to you?
Ugh. Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
Why are there armed guards in here?
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
A piece of what? Is there pie around here? I want some.
I'll admit, you've caught me quite off guard. No, I'm afraid there isn't any pie to be had.
Oh.
That's fine. I prefer cake.
I don't reckon that's quite what Mr. Udom meant, Captain.
Anyway, Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status, and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
You call queuing offices in the Promenade benign?
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
What are those locked doors in the back?
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Does the chairman visit here often?
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
Back to my other questions.
Ask away.
We're leaving. Alright, so there we are.
Is it Mr. Wells, the fella who woke you? How bad could he be?
Sometimes sacrifices must be made to stay aligned with the plan. Unfortunate, but necessary.
Are we gonna get in trouble today? Not that I want to, just seems to happen around you, is all.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
Okay, so nothing special there. Okay, so yeah, we need to go talk to her now. But first,
CNP, I can't believe it's not forced. It's unbelievable how good it is.
right, main menu, recent users. Callahan M, signed in. Logged out. Everson B, logged out. Toyama, access user Callahan and M. From manager, the hat. I keep telling you the hat doesn't fit right. There's something wrong with it. How many people have worn this thing before me? Is this in my life now? Because if it is, I'll take it. I'll be your moon man. But there won't be anything left of me to care. Response. You made your spacer's choice when you signed the employment contract. Then Mama. Hi, Mom. Hope you're doing well, Mom. Thought I'd check in. Engineers visit the shop a bunch. I remember when I used to turn a wrench back home on Terra 2. Leah Hagen over in Sublight told me that I could always pursue a career in salvage if the scene doesn't work out. Please give Dad and the others a hug for me. Mom, it's really great that we can stay in touch like this. Little reminders of home are more important than ever. Enjoy the quality Spacer's Choice goods I sent. You can get ones just like them at home, but I figure you might appreciate me getting the company discount and all. Then we got from Mama. Are you okay, honey? Alright, so, again, public access. The heat. I know it's bad. As the one whose office is closest to our radiators, you can imagine why I want to take 3 showers every day. I hear you. We got eyes on the problem, and hands, and tools. It's a mechanical problem with a mechanical solution. In the meantime, enjoy some additional water rations, and take breaks. You deserve them. If you're thirsting for cooler air, talk to your closest engineer about spots with favorable circulation. Seeking contractor, Sublight Salvage. Seeking ethically flexible spacer with Stellar Bay landing clearance. Payment in exchange for return of legal salvage. Details given upon acceptance of contract. Active warrants, prior convictions, no questions asked. Our background checks filter out criminal red flags. Plausible deniability is the Sublight way. See Lilia Hagen for details. Warehouse next to this Bratwurst joint. 2nd floor. Loitering on board property is strictly prohibited. The Halcyon Holdings corporate office and its environs are for conducting official board business only. Anyone misusing board property will be fined accordingly. Board property includes, but is not limited to, Halcyon Holdings office here on Groundbreaker, the space directly in front of my desk, the space directly behind my desk, my doorway, my berth, and most importantly, my stairs. Thank you for your consideration. P.S. Please note that the next spacer caught drinking on the stairs outside the embassy may find themselves on the root side of an airlock. P.P.S. This is the 3rd time I've had to post this message, and I'm sick and tired of it. I will not hesitate to open board-sanctioned investigation into your behavior and, when you are caught, punish you accordingly. Felix Milestone. Alright, so let's continue on. We need to go talk to we need to go talk to Gladys.
I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene. I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place.
What's this about your friend?
Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Wait, you don't even like her, but you're checking on her?
You say that like it's weird.
None of my business. I was just curious.
I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all.
Maybe I can look in on Jessie.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Something I can help you with?
I'd like to see Jessie Doyle.
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
The records say, have you actually spoken to her yourself?
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
Can I buy supplies from you? You seem well stocked.
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear.
What do you mean?
Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
Alright, see you around.
Take care.
Good luck getting to Jesse, and better luck if you do. It's a real piece of work.
Alright. Where was I? There we go. Alright. Where was I going? Okay. Oh, we'll introduce you folks to this lovely little gentleman. Okay.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget.
You work for Spacer's Choice. Ever been to Edgewater?
Heard of it. My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
It's not that bad. They're struggling, but they've got good hearts.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too.
Fair warning, you're still logged in on one of the public terminals.
Shit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, excellent. Yeah, that was intentional. As the face of Spacer's Choice, it's my honor to be a public figure. Who needs privacy when you have job security?
I've got to ask you about the hat.
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division.
You doing alright in there?
Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as Spacer's Choice is affordable.
Can you see in there?
I can see all of the top-quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price.
How do you brush your teeth?
Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprat Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development.
You miss eating solid food?
Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon Colony.
Do you have to sleep with that on?
Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse Mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed.
Does Spacer's Choice make you wear that?
Add an additional 10% to your purchase today, and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat.
You need me to help you get out of there?
Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint.
Where can I get a hat like yours?
You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, Why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon.
Okay. I'm addressing the man beneath the mask. Are you okay?
Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be.
Sorry if I pushed you too hard, Martin.
It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to.
Let's see what you got for
Have a
sale.
look.
Let's see. Nothing real special here. Could have a Moonman helmet if I wanted to. Okay, yeah, nothing really. Okay. Let's go meet up with Gladys before we end for the day.
If it's between the unreliable and the rest and go, I believe I'll sleep on the ship.
Advertisement for the following story. Because she remembers you.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Phineas sent me. He said you can sell me a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
No qualms here, just let's hear the details.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Oh no, a ghost message.
Aren't you precious? No. The young man on the video was flesh and blood, all right.
Could be it was automated. Mr. Thompson used to automate the intercom in Edgewater to say all sorts of things. A bit saved is worth two in the bush was his favorite. Never did figure out what he meant.
Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
If it's a corporate town with something to hide, why the SOS?
Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
So you need someone to snoop around for you.
My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
You can count me in.
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
What other jobs do you know about?
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
Udom told me you have his official board seal. Can I buy it from you?
Depends. What are you planning to do with it?
Why do you care?
Something as hard to come by as an official board seal doesn't fall into a girl's lap every day, my dear. I'm keen to see it put to interesting ends.
I'll give it back to the rifle owner.
You got a good heart, wanting to do this for him. Frankly, I'm tired of Udom's whining. Don't kill me, please. And I'll pay, I swear. The man's been messaging me 4 or 5 times a day. How's a woman supposed to read her new missives when her incoming folder's all cluttered?
Okay, that's 8,000 bits, yikes.
Suit yourself.
Yeah, see what you got for sale.
I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Ah, we leveled up. Okay. So... Quest items. Hephaestus mining. The old datapad contains incident reports from various Mordet security protocols. Most of the details are simple finds and dust-ups between the crews of Wildcat freighters and corporate haulers. 2 entries have been marked for later review. Respond to a code ID 10T at the Lost Hope. Vera asks us to bounce some Back Bay rat that got himself soaked in Spectrum Red. Drunken fool got into a scuffle with one of the engineer Tennyson's people. We tossed the rung leech back down to the boys. A-hole fought us the entire way, telling us we'd be sorry once he controlled the hammer's power. If this is some great new Hammersmith marketing stunt, I am complaining to Sanita. Had another run-in with the rung leech from the Lost Hope. Don't know how the uppity piker crawled out of the back bays without us noticing. Locked himself into the repair bay off of docking ship 13 and obviously refused to come out. Kept roving about the weapon's chaotic beauty or some while we were trying to talk him out. Had to break off when our shift ended. Whole head's gonna come out eventually. Alright. No way to get to that without. Okay, well, folks. Oh, well, hold on. See these and loot them while I can. Okay. So, with that all done, I think it's time that we wrapped up this episode. As always, if you like what I'm doing here, please do me a favor and give that selfish algorithm everything it always wanted. Like or dislike this video, I don't mind what you choose. Click the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and leave a comment or some constructive criticism. As always, I do appreciate you coming along this journey with me. I hope that this is as much fun for you as it is for me. So, until we meet again, game on, lovelies.